Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
All right, guys, we are back. Plenty to talk about this week, so let's get right into it. Look, I finished season 5 of Netflix's You, the Joe Goldberg series. I love the series. This is my favorite. I've read 2 of the books. There is nothing like a romance novel where the main character is a serial killer who ends up killing all the women he falls in love with. It's fucking insane. No, it ended exactly how I wanted it to end. It was perfect. It's a lot of fun.
Is it still new? Is it still new enough that you can't tell me what the ending is, or is it has time passed?
No, I can tell you the ending. I feel like I can tell you the ending. He ends up meeting in this season. He, like in the last season, he ended up he was in England under a pseudonym, like trying to do his thing in Europe, escaping other murders that he had done in the United States. And he was working as a college professor, and he met this woman, this British woman who was like a total bitch to him. Turns out like they fall in love, yada yada yada, and so she ends up being like super like the child of like a super wealthy guy, and her dad dies. I wonder how he died. And because Joe doesn't just kill women, he's an equal opportunist. And they end up back in New York, and now they're like the it couple. Like everyone knows them. They're being interviewed and everything else, right? Like he's a big deal. So keep in mind, in the beginning of the series, he just worked in a bookstore. So he's gone all the way from, bookstore owner or like works at a bookstore all the way to being married to this like super famous person. So in this 5th season, this woman breaks into his old bookstore because he had his wife buy it for him, and because he was going to reopen it, bring everything full circle. And he meets this woman who broke into the bookstore, and she was just like reading books. And he falls in love with her because that's what happens in every season. He's with somebody, and then because he's fucking insane, he ends up falling for this other person. He falls for her. Turns out, whoopsie, she actually was a part of a group of people who thought that he might have killed the girl he killed in the very first season, and so they were like, like crime podcast obsessed people type of shit. Mm-hmm. And so she was a part of this sort of collective, and she was trying to like get more information on him.
Yeah, she's doing reconnaissance. She's the honeypot, right?
Right, but she ends up actually falling for him. Like,
of course,
right. Yeah, it's like okay, like that's ridiculous. She ends up falling for him, and then like all this shit happens. He ends up murdering the sister of his wife and everything else. Again, they are very rich, and it's convoluted and ridiculous, but it's still fun. And she falls in love with him. This guy is attacking her, and Joe kills the guy. And she's like, "Oh shit!" And she's like, "Oh no, you did in self-defense." But she starts to realize, like, nah, this dude is like legitimately fucking dangerous. Like this is like, he's legitimately the guy that we think he is. And so she basically like, he gets arrested after he kills the guy because the other people in the cohort break in with their phones and they're like, "Oh, there he is. He's fucking killed that guy." Like, oh shit. And so he gets arrested and he gets out or whatever, cause he has rich lawyers because of his wife. And then he meets up with this woman again. And she's like, "No, I'm still in love with you. I think you're innocent, blah, blah, blah." And it turns out like she had already, she's just bullshitting him, right? Like as the audience, we know this. And he takes her out to this cabin where they can be alone because they're going to escape to Canada. And she's like, "Psych, nigga. Like, no, I don't trust you. Get the fuck out of here." And then you finally see the thing that you've been waiting for really 5 seasons, which is Joe Goldberg's whole personality is like, I'm a nice guy. Like, I love people. He's like a romantic and everything. Like when you read the books, like they're romance. They feel like romance novels, right? But he's also completely fucking twisted, right? So, which is why it's so interesting. Like the books, you hear so much of his inner monologue. Like that's where it really concentrates on. So you watch him like examine things that are happening. You're like, yeah, bro, that's not what's really happening. And then he just spirals into his crazy, right? And that's what the show does too, with like voiceovers. And so you finally see at the end of the series, he completely fucking loses it, right? And he can't hold that mask of like being the nice guy anymore. And he's just like, you fucking bitch. And he's just at his core, he's just a misogynist piece of shit, right? Like he's just a twisted psycho. And the cops are coming and he's like, kill me because I don't want to go to fucking jail for all the, I mean, he's killed over the series. He's killed like 30, 40 people easily. like Dexter level murdering, right? Like, and not for good reason.
There's a lot of parallels.
Again, like, the mask is off. More on that later. But he's like, kill me, fucking kill me. Like, and she's like, no, I fucking see who you are. And then he fucking lunges at her to try to get the gun or whatever. And just perfectly, she ends up shooting his dick right off. Like she shoots him right in the dick. So here's this guy who's like the big lover and all this stuff, completely wounded in his manhood. He's arrested and he's in jail. And how the show ends, like they show all the other women who have survived and everything, what their lives are doing. But the final scene is him in prison, shaved head, all that shit. He's sitting there and he's reading fan letters from women who are like, oh my God, you're so fucking hot, blah, 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 all the serial killer shit. So he's like, the problem isn't me. The problem is you, right? Like speaking to the audience or whatever. And like, it's sort of twisted mentality. It's actually a pretty good ending. I think Penn Badgley, who plays Joe, he would be a very, like a lot of people have said he could be like a number of comic book characters. He's got the like that switch of like, oh, he seems like a decent guy. Oh, he's a fucking psychopath. Like he can pull that off. Like he's very good. I highly recommend it. It's a fucking insane series, but it's fun. It is fun.
So it's a guy that is a nice guy, but who is a broken bird and is secretly a psycho. Yeah, I could see why.
Yeah,
who's
I've been recommending that. Like, this is your story. I assume you just don't kill people. I don't know. I don't know everything. No, but it's actually a really fun series. It ironically, if people don't know this is done by Greg Berlanti, like originally, like he was, I think he produces it at least, and all the way through the end. But the funny thing is, this was originally a Lifetime series. Like the first season.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. That's what I was getting at, by the way. Like it seems like. It's because the reason I didn't get into you is because, I'm a product of the 90s. My formative years were in the 90s. And, everything is gay unless I do it. That's how misogyny and homophobia work.
Yes.
And I just never got into the show because, one, I was a big Dexter fan. But Dexter kind of fell off for me, and this just seemed like another Dexter. Yeah, and I didn't want to go through all that again. Yeah. And there didn't seem to be enough blood in that first season for me. But
so here's the thing, like it's not. I mean, he definitely murders people, like. And he's not a Dexter in like he's like finessing the situation and he's got like a clean room. No, he just like he killed a girl in the first season because she was clearly in love with the woman,
right?
Yeah, he hit her in the back of the head with a brick. Like she was funny. He was like, "Fuck it," like so he will do whatever it takes to kill people. He doesn't really give a shit about that. What is interesting is the creative, fun ways that they box Joe in and how they get him to get out of it, right? Like that, because I mean, obviously, except for the last season, that's actually the really fun part. You're like, all right, now this person saw you murder that person. How are you gonna get out of this one, Joe? Right? Like, and so that's kind of fun. The other aspect is, like, I'm not a romance novel person. Like I've talked about,
and it seemed like it being on Lifetime. Lifetime is it's catered to a certain demographic, and I do not fit that demographic. Right. So I really didn't give the show that much of a chance. Not that there's anything wrong with people being catered to, okay, but like the same reason white people don't watch BET, the same reason black people don't watch CMT, right? Like
Why?
I just
is Beyonce on there? Otherwise, no. No, so I understand that. Like the thing about the series that I think really works is that yes, it was a Lifetime series for that first season, and then it got syndicated on Netflix, right? And I just don't think it did particularly well on Lifetime because I don't think anything does particularly well on Lifetime,
right?
But when it was on Netflix, which is where I saw the first season, it just got like this cult following. People are like, "Have you fucking watched the show? This shit is fucking crazy," and it just caught fire, right? And so everything after that has been its own thing. Like it doesn't. It follows, like I've read the first 2 books. There are 3 books. There's a 4th book coming out. It very loosely follows the second book, right? Like the first book is like somewhat like pretty close, right? Like 90% of it is pretty close. There's characters and stuff that aren't in there. But the second book, it starts to deviate from that story pretty significantly, especially by the end. So it's largely its own thing, and it definitely got more violent second season on. So look, it's the funny, like it can be funny and ridiculous. Like this is not a spoiler. This is in the first season. They had like this poor guy has been trying to get with this woman. Like he's trying to make something happen. He met her in the bookstore that he works in, and she's into him. And like, but then she's like kind of dating other people or fucking around with other people, which of course makes him mad, and that those people have to die. All of that shit. But then he finally bags her, and he's like, they're finally going to go on a date, and it's a great date and everything else. And he finally takes her home, and he's so excited. And so he's also hacked her phone, right? So he's seeing all the text messages she sends to her friends because he's a psychopath, right? Like, because of course
I appreciate it.
No, the man is diligent, right? Like he's got a mission and he's on that shit. So he hacks her phone. So he always sees the shit that she's texting to her friends, right? Especially like their group chats, right? And so he finally bags her, like they're going on a date. They go on a date. She's like, "Oh, do you want to come back to my place?" And he's like, "Hell yeah." Even though he's been like quite literally standing outside of her apartment, jerking off, watching her. Like, I mean, like he's a psycho, right? They finally sleep together, and he's like, "It's going to be awesome." And right, and you hearing his dialogue, and they sleep together, and dude like prematurely ejaculates. It's like 2 minutes, and he's just like, oh my God. And then it's just like episode ends. Like it ends right there. And then the very next episode it picks up and he's reading the group chat of her talking to all of her friends like, 1 minute, man. What like did like all this build up one shit. And so he's like then determined to try to like get a second chance, and he does. And she's like, oh my God, that was amazing, right? Like, but it's like they'll have those funny moments, but then there's also like murder and then like the sadistic crazy shit. And look, there's a lot of people he kills that you're like, go Joe. Like you want him to kill those people because they're awful. So like rich people because he's not rich or they think they're better than him and shit like that. Yeah, like it's awesome. He frames the dude from Full House, John Stamos. He frames him for a murder. It's awesome. It's great. It's great. So yeah, highly recommend. It is a great folding laundry. Like that's a show that you and your wife could watch together and you would both equally get exactly what you want out of it. Like, oh, the kind of funny, weird romance part. And you're like, cool, he's murdering another person in this episode. I love it. And he's a lunatic. You would enjoy it.
That sounds like a good idea if she hadn't already watched all of it. So,
oh damn, does she like that show?
Yeah,
she does.
Yeah, she does. She does.
No, it's so good. It's so fun.
She watched all of it, and now I'm kind of mad I didn't give it a shot because it sounds like everything that I like.
Yeah.
Dudes being lunatics.
Yo, he's fucking crazy. I mean, I do definitely find myself rooting for him more often than not. Like, I really do. I'm like, yeah, maybe there's something wrong with me. Like, well, whatever.
Well, you're a nice guy, right?
Yeah, I'm a nice guy. God damn it. I mean, it was a great ending. But he, like, honestly, the actor, Penn Badgley, does a really good job with that character. Like, his dialogue, or his internal monologue, that is really fun. Like, it's really fun. It's even worse in the books. Like, he is just a brutal sociopath in the books. But yeah, highly recommend.
So is this like the new American Psycho, like the American Psycho for like a modern age?
Yeah, I mean, kinda. Yeah, it really is. It has a lot of similarity. I mean, he's not like I have to stay clean and perfect or whatever, like Patrick Bateman necessarily. But he definitely has that like obsessive craziness. Look, just spoiler alert. He has a massive plexiglass or I guess it's just regular full like thick glass.
Like a cube, right?
Yeah, that he has in the basement where they keep all the like high end antique books, but he locks people in there. This nigga went all the way to fucking England and he had it disassembled and brought in and fucking reassembled there. He's a lunatic, dude. He's a fucking lunatic. It's awesome. He's a wonderful person.
Oh man,
I'm telling you, it's a perfect like while you're working, just have it on. Like it's fun. It's fun.
You would think that I'm reminded of a video you sent me earlier today. If these women had just asked Joe who he voted for, so many lives could have been spared.
Nah, the funny thing is, I feel like he would be a Democrat because he'd be like, well, no, Republicans are rich people and they hate the poor, and that's fucked up. Like he's a poor kid.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, no, he's not an elitist. He's not an elitist at all.
So he's exactly what the what the right pretends that the left is.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm
psycho.
I'm telling you, it's so good. It's so good. It's fucking great, man. But it's ridiculous. If someone's like, that show's ridiculous. Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, most things are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not above it. I watch wrestling, so I mean, ain't nothing more ridiculous than that.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I just saw pictures of my teenage niece standing in front of a car like she's in a rap video. It was just funny to me. Okay, so yeah, look, highly recommend. A lot of fun. You can take your brain out and sit it on a chair and just have fun. Speaking of that, here's a nice segue. Den of Thieves, Pantera. I also watched. I was in a fuck my brain cells sort of mood, and look, I've seen Den of Thieves. I saw the first one. This is the sequel after 7 years. They finally got this one off the ground. This is starring O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son, and Gerard Butler. I love these stupid movies. I love them. They're so dumb. They're so fucking dumb. I love them. And they know they're dumb, which is what you want. It's what you want. O'Shea Jackson Jr. is a high level thief. He's your Danny Ocean, if you will, which is hilarious, right? Like it's hilarious because in this movie, the first one takes place in the U.S. where Gerard Butler was the cop going after them, right? And O'Shea Jackson Jr. gets away in the end, and this one takes place in Europe, mostly in France, and Gerard Butler's character flies there. And he's like, he finds O'Shea Jackson Jr. He's like, look, you're going to let me in on this crew that you're on. And you're going to tell them I'm like, I'm a former cop or whatever, but I'm in it to do the crimes with you guys, right? Otherwise, I'm going to arrest you and take you fucking back. So you're going to do that, right? Because he wants to take down this team of other thieves. And and then fucking shit ensues. And it's a heist movie. But like, it's dumb, but it's a dumb fun heist movie. Like they do some cool shit. The first one, I think the heist is much better, like the big heist. But this one, yeah, it's fun.
Does it have like the you compared O'Shea Jackson Jr. to Danny Ocean? Does it have like a okay, here's the plan scene where they gotta break down what they need to do?
No, because this is not directed by Steven Soderbergh, the fucking goat, the goat of crime movies. No, you don't get the breakdown. You just get it. You just get it in real time. Yeah, I mean, look, the ending is fun. The plot was different than I expected. I will say that. I thought like from the trailer, I was like, all right, I got the plot. That plot's fucking dumb. This plot is not the same. It's dumb. It's less dumb. Like you're just like, okay, like, all right, that's fine. And I like the ending. So they're making a lot more of these apparently, which is fine. This is, look, dumb Ocean's 11. That's fine. It's totally fine. But Yeah, the team doesn't stay the same. Like, it's just O'Shea Jackson Jr., and then I guess he moves and connect with another team, I guess.
I gotta, I love a dumb movie.
And the Thieves.
And I'm really sad that this was like, I never saw the first one, and everyone said, you know what? It's not a great movie, but it's a fun movie. And that's the perfect kind of movie for me, man. Like something I don't have to think about. You know what I mean? I think too much. I just need a break. I might do why I watch this.
I'm telling you, that's why I watched Den of Thieves. Like I'm like, I could watch. Like, you know what? They shooting in this? Perfect. Like, good. I mean, quite literally, the first Den of Thieves, the original, is Bro Dog Die Hard. Or excuse me, Bro Dog Heat. That's what it is. It's a dumber version of Heat. And you're like, all right. I mean, they got the big shootout at the end, like quite very similarly. But it's the Bro Dog version of Heat. And then this one is less Heat. But it's fun. It's just dumb fun. So yeah, just watch both of them. Like, fucking back to back. Like, give your brain a complete rest. Trust me. But yeah, Den of Thieves, Pantera. I liked it. So more of those movies. Why the fuck not?
All right.
The last thing I checked out, I didn't have this on the list because I didn't finish it, but I thought I would mention this. I made a valiant attempt because, again, I wanted something stupid. I made a valiant attempt at turning on Netflix and watching Havoc. This is the Tom Hardy movie.
Oh yeah.
So here's the thing. You know how Blumhouse is like, those are horror movies, right? Like, that's what they do. A24 are indie movies, different types of indie movies, but they're art house movies, right? XYZ Films. Do you know that? Do you know that studio? Yeah, I do. XYZ Films makes action movies. Like, that's all they make, but they make low budget action movies, right? Like, they're trying to do what Blumhouse did before it like got its legs, right? And like, started making quality shit. They don't make quality things. And so I didn't know it was an XYZ movie. And so I turned it on and that logo came up and I was like, fuck. Okay. And so I started watching it, and it starts out with like a chase, like in a truck or some shit like that. And it was all, you can turn on Havoc right now and you can see this. Like, it starts out with this chase that is so badly CGI'd. Like, it's just a CGI slop fest. I turned it off. I was like, I cannot watch this. This is in HD and it looks like it was filmed with a fucking potato. And I turned it off. I was like, no.
Boy, they really cranked these movies out too.
Yeah. I watched another XYZ film a number of years ago. It was with Dave Bautista. It was like something like there was the middle of a revolution or whatever, and he was like trying to save this woman. It was bad. Like, it was really bad. He made it all the way to the end and just got shot unceremoniously. It was just fucking bad. But yeah, no thanks. I don't know if the movie's good, but that scene was enough for me. It was just a bunch of CGI plot. It was awful. And look, I highly recommend, even to I'm telling you, please turn it on while we're talking and just watch the opening sequence. It's that bad. It's that bad. It looks awful. So
all right, I will do that after I do my stories. What is it? Havoc.
Yes.
Havoc. Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna turn this stupid shit on while I do this story, because this story is very, very sad.
Yes.
King of the Hill actor Jonathan Joss, who voiced John Redcorn on multiple seasons of King of the Hill, and in its upcoming revival, was shot. And the article says he was likely killed. I think.
He died.
He has died. Yeah. Police say Joss was found shot near a roadway after officers were dispatched to the scene of a shooting in progress in the early evening hours. Police attempted life-saving measures, but paramedics pronounced Joss deceased. The suspect, Sigfredo Alvarez Ceja, 56, was located and eventually booked for murder, according to the police. The investigation is going. Joss is a native of San Antonio. He had worked steadily as an actor since the mid-90s, first appearing in the Luke Perry rodeo movie 8 Seconds. He worked several TV movies and had a 6-episode arc in the series Walker, Texas Ranger. His later credits include Friday Night Lights, The League, Ray Donovan, In Plain Sight, and Parks and Recreation. He also appeared in 34 episodes of King of the Hill, according to IMDb, and also voiced the John Redcorn character in the King of the Hill video game. It was one of several video game credits that also included voice work in Red Dead Redemption, The Walking Dead Michonne, Days Gone, Cyberpunk 2077, and Wasteland 3. This is terrible. Joss was married. His husband gave a statement. My husband, Jonathan Joss, and I were involved in a shooting while checking the mail at the site of our former home. The home was burned down after over 2 years of threats from people in the area who reportedly told us they would set it on fire. We reported these threats to law enforcement multiple times, and nothing was done. Throughout that time, we were harassed regularly by individuals who made it clear they did not accept our relationship. Much of the harassment was openly homophobic. When we returned to the site to check our mail, we discovered the skull of one of our dogs and its harness placed in clear view. This caused both of us severe emotional distress. We began yelling and crying in response to the pain of what we saw. While we were doing this, a man approached us. He started yelling violently homophobic slurs at us. He then raised a gun from his lap and fired. Jonathan and I had no weapons. We were not threatening anyone. We were grieving. We were standing side by side. When the man fired, Jonathan pushed me out of the way. He saved my life. Jonathan is my husband. He gave me more love in our time together than most people ever get. We were newlyweds. We picked Valentine's Day. We were in the process of looking for a trailer and planning our future. He was murdered by someone who could not stand the sight of two men loving each other. I was with him when he passed. I told him how much he was loved. To everyone who supported him, his fans, his friends, know that he valued you deeply. He saw you as family. My focus now is on protecting John's legacy and honoring the life we built together. If your concern is how someone coped with trauma or how loudly they speak when recounting injustice and being ignored by authorities, then you never truly cared about my husband. Jonathan saved my life. I will carry that forward. I will protect what he built. That is from Tristan Kern de Gonzalez. This is horrible. This is not the way to start June. I see a bunch of, June is recognized as Pride Month. And I know that because straight dudes just cannot stop talking about it. And because they have some sort of issue with it. And, look, Pride is not about, to me, I'm not gay. I'm not a part of that community, but from the outside looking in, Pride is not about fucking dudes or, women having sex with women or what. It's not about that. It is about being comfortable and able to walk around in your own skin and having pride in who you are. Funny. As a person, the way you were born.
Right.
It's not about what straight dudes always claim it's about. Just like the idea of just like gay sex. That's what straight dudes who are probably
male.
Yeah.
Because women for these fucking knuckle dragging Neanderthals is a-okay. A-okay.
Right.
It is.
If your lipstick, right? If they're lipstick lesbians, because it's all about sex with them. And from what I understand, pride is not about sex. Pride is just that, being proud of who you are as a person. And wrong. Straight people can celebrate pride.
Yeah. My wife and I were planning on taking our daughter to the Pride Parade here. We just, unfortunately, we have something else come up. But yeah.
So this is terrible, man. This is terrible. I don't understand it. Yeah, I don't understand why you care.
That's more on that later. I don't understand it.
I don't understand why you care. You can yell about religion all you want. I believe in God, but I don't care. I don't care what other people do in their bedroom. I don't think about gay sex like a lot of people apparently think
constantly.
Like
it's in my brain. I can't get it out. Like
right.
How are you thinking about it this much? It's very weird.
Right. Like I just don't get it, man. This is a horrible tragedy. This, allegedly and all that. This shit is a hate crime, man. And
I mean, if what they said, if what he says happened, yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, man. This is disgusting. It's gross. If this person is tried and found guilty, go to jail and never come back, man.
Yeah, throw the fucking book at him. Period.
Yeah, go to jail and never come back. This is sad, man. This is really sad.
Yeah, I'm like you said, I hate that this is how Pride Month starts for folks. I mean, which is in some ways it's a reminder for people who think everything's a-okay. It isn't. So just in case you think you live in fucking 2075, you don't. Like even in 2025, shit is fucked up. It's still fucked up. I don't really understand being mad at what other people do sexually with other consenting adults, right? Like I just fundamentally don't understand it. If you're into it, cool. If you're not, then don't be into it. Are they asking you to join? No. Are someone holding your hand and pulling you into a room? No. So fucking mind your business. Like just mind your business. It's just a sad story. And it would be a sad story if the person telling it in what Micah read was a woman. It would be equally as sad. So I look, I mean, I think it's been fairly obvious. Like we have no space in our fan base for this type of shit. Like if somebody's like, well, just stop listening to this show.
Yeah,
or
this
show.
is
like,
yeah.
I can say that right now. Nope.
There's no room for advocacy for the devil here.
No,
no,
absolutely not. I just think it's awful, and I wish it didn't happen. Obviously, so my condolences, all of our condolences to everybody, like his family and everything else, and all his friends. I saw Nick Offerman and several other people who've all worked with him are really broken up about it. So, and you can tell Nick Offerman's not bullshitting because he played a gay character in a TV show, and he was calling people out for being mad at that because he's an actual ally. So yeah, I don't get it, man. I just really don't understand. All right, next up, let's get a little bit more positive.
All right. The Fantastic Four director Matt Shakman reveals how Jonathan Hickman's comic book run inspired First Steps. I heard this. That's why I started rereading that. I hadn't read it in like a decade or however long. After helming WandaVision, a TV series still widely considered one of Marvel Studios' best, filmmaker Matt Shakman moved on to Fantastic Four First Steps. Spider-Man No Way Home helmer John Watts was originally attached to direct, but Shakman wasn't a last-minute hire, and he made the movie his own. Variety has shared Shakman's foreword to the Marvel premiere collection release, Fantastic Four Solve Everything. That collects issues 570 to 588, written by Hickman, with art by Dale Eaglesham, Neil Edwards, and Steve Epting. Here's the foreword. I'm not reading this entire foreword.
No. What you should read is, he basically was just talking about
in preparation for Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four First Steps, I delved into the 60-plus years of comic history. Marvel's first family has been continuously cared for by the best and brightest the company has to offer. None shone so bright as Jonathan Hickman. The humor, the heart, the humor and the heart I love as a kid, it's there and better than ever. The messy family dynamics made even more interesting as Val and Franklin take center stage. And that sense of optimism and wonder, I don't think the Fantastic Four have been quite as fantastic as they are in the pages of this book. As we developed the script for the film, I returned again to see this epic run, thrilled by brain-bending innovations like the Council of Reeds, and riveted by heroic standoffs like the one against Annihilus. But it was Hickman's deep insight into that specific family dynamics of the Fantastic Four that affected me most. His Reed Richards is part Steve Jobs, part Oppenheimer, always on the edge of saving the world or destroying it. The author runs right at Mr. Fantastic's weakness, believing that he can and should be able to do it all on his own. Reed is determined to solve everything, but he learns that the cost of solving everything is everything. Ultimate knowledge risks ultimate sacrifice, the loss of his family. Sue has come a long way from the Invisible Girl of the 60s. In these pages, she is part United Nations Secretary General and part Field Marshal, backing up diplomacy with force when necessary. Hickman's Sue may be the most powerful member of the four. She's the glue that holds the world together, while Reed experiments in his lab with things that could destroy it. She brokers deals as the world's finest diplomat, ending up as the Queen of the Sea. In one of my favorite Fantastic Four moments, she declares to Namor, "I am the queen that bows before no king." Yeah, man. Look, I told you a couple of weeks ago I started rereading this, and that's a pretty apt description, man.
I never read his run. I read Secret Wars, which is sort of the culmination of it, but I never read his run.
It's very, very good, right? Like this is how I envision Reed Richards and Sue, right? Like, as much as, I play up the Doom fandom and all that, they are the anchors of the family. Right. And they are very different people who need each other in order to, they are quite literally a yin and yang that fit very, very well together, right? Like Reed, just as he describes, Reed is confident, self-assured, right? That he knows what's best, right? He still has that like father knows best thing,
yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't have the air of chauvinism. Well, he's got a little bit of chauvinism, but it's not like misogyny. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't put down women or like some of the older, like, well, dear, this is what you need to do, right? Like, no, he respects Sue and he respects everyone, but he's so hyper focused, right? Like, he's so hyper focused that he can't, like,
that's how
people need to stop making that comparison. That's why I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But he's so hyper focused at what he's doing that, like you said, it may lead to neglect everywhere else. Whereas Sue, she gets it, right? She understands who she married, and she's got her own thing, right? It'd be one thing if Sue was just like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, right? Like, right. But no, she's got she's got big things. She's got her other stuff going on. Johnny and Ben are there, right? They got their, but they're like the heart. They're like the comedy and the heart. You know what I mean?
I mean, and that's exactly like Tim Story's version of Fantastic Four. He nailed that part, right? Like he did understand that. I will give him that. Those movies are not great, but
their movies are not great, but it wasn't necessarily because he didn't understand what the characters were,
right?
And the fact that Val and Franklin are in that story. You know, Val is smarter than her father, right? She is an uber genius, right? And Franklin, they don't really, at least not where I'm at, Franklin's powers haven't really like manifested, but he also as a grown-up visits Val from the future. And and Val has a she teases him with a pet name. Would you like to know what the pet name is?
No. Sure.
Huh?
Yeah, sure. Go.
Retard. She calls him retard.
That's not okay. That's still not okay.
Yeah, this book came out in the 2000s, guys, and quite some time ago. But it's just, I don't know. It's funny. But she says it because she's smart and he's not as smart.
But he's way more.
Right. I'm super jazzed for this, man. And
I think they're gonna.
I think they're gonna nail it. I hope they nail it. I am excited for what we're going to see. I'm also excited for the future, right? Like I'm really excited to see, especially when the kids come into play. Yeah. Once the kids come into play, that's when, I'm going to be also like I'm curious because the Fantastic Four are they are explorers, man. Like they see something and then they're like, let's just go and investigate.
Right.
Why not? You know what I mean? And it could lead to nothing. It could lead to something major, right? But let's go investigate. And I'm curious as to how that's going to play out in the MCU, right? Especially because it
does give them space though, right? Like you can have them often in adventures. Like why aren't the Fantastic Four showing up to fight whoever on Earth? It's like, no, they
exactly.
They bounce.
Exactly. They're in this subterranean world right now, right? Like they're doing that, or they're in Atlantis. Whatever. They're a family full of explorers, so it gives them an out for them to not be there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I'm super curious. I want this to do well. I want this to do very well. I really hope, because look, the only thing I'm trepidatious on is Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. I'm still a little like, am I going to buy this Reed? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm so used to seeing Reed be a white guy that,
that's right.
And I'm so used to it, but I'm also not even that he's just a white guy. Like when Pedro Pascal played Maxwell Lord in that god awful Wonder Woman movie,
he's coded as white in that. Like very,
he's coded. He's coded as white, but he could pull that. But he can pull off a character that's very different from what you see him as.
I mean, Joel is white in The Last of Us, right? Like,
right. Joel is a white guy,
right? He's not. But in that show, he's not coded as white. Like, no, by the way, I just want to point out the level of hypocrisy here. All you motherfuckers who are so mad about race swapping, you don't say shit about Pedro Pascal playing Mr. Fantastic. You don't say anything about him playing Joel. You don't say anything about him playing Maxwell Lord. Why? Because you like those properties. That's all it is. That is, if you like it, then it's fine.
Well, right? I would argue it's even more base than that. It's even more.
He looks white enough.
Exactly. He doesn't have a bunch of melanin. That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
I really do. He's like white Chilean.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if he had a little more of a permanent tan, you would hear people screaming from the rafters.
Like if he looked more like Tommy, his brother on The Last of Us, they'd be like, getting a little closer, buddy. Hold on a second. Turn that contrast up. How are you gonna hate Tommy, man? He fought a fucking zombie with a flamethrower. That shit was awesome.
Yeah.
I love that scene.
Plus, my fan cast didn't make it. And I really wanted John Hamm to be Mr. Fantastic. But
I think if this movie had happened a number of years ago, I think Hamm would have been a really good choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he would be a great choice, period. But I just think, just timing wise. Also, I have a hard time seeing John Hamm anymore in anything without remembering that John Hamm had pierced nipples in Fargo, which is really fucking disturbing to me. I'm like, I don't like any of this. This is odd. It'll be forever burned into my brain. This very serious actor with 2 nipple piercings. It was like, I don't like this. Please tell me this is CGI, for the love of God. So yeah, no, I think Hickman is a really good choice to use for inspiration. So I like it. After the show, I don't want to get into it now, but after the show, I'm going to tell you offline who someone suggested to be the big bad after Doom, and I think it actually is very, very good. Not that Doom should be killed off, by the way, because I think Doom will just end up being in the universe in general. But who they think the next big bad should be if the MCU continues even past that, which I thought it's a pretty good suggestion, honestly. All right. Next up in topics, now you can go watch the beginning of that stupid ass movie.
Oh, I got it on.
Just cue it up. Next up, Chris Evans jokes about his post-MCU movies ruining his career. He's not wrong. He was talking with Pedro Pascal and I forget who the other person was. Tom Holland and Pedro Pascal and Dakota Johnson. And they were all joking, and the trio was asked about whether they would rather relive their most awkward interview moments or have the ability to choose each other's movies, prompting Evans to joke, quote, "I'd always put you both in the movies I'm doing, ruin both of your careers." So, yeah, look, man, he's had a lot of fucking shitty movies post Marvel. Like, what was it? I mean, he had the Free Guy and Deadpool and Wolverine cameos. Those weren't bad.
He was in the Gray Man, which
was not great. It was just.
I mean, it wasn't great, but it was dumb fun. I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
I mind all the talky parts, but everything else was.
And he looked like he was having fun. Quite honestly, he looked like he was having fun. I just didn't think it was a very good movie. He was in Ghosted, Pain Hustlers, and Red One. Ghosted looked terrible. I'm not ever going to watch that. Pain Hustlers. I saw that. That's right. That's the one where they're like selling. They're giving out like prescription meds or something like that, right? Like, and that was with. I think that's with the one chick from Gone Girl. I forget her name, or the one woman from Gone Girl. Red One I will never see. That looks like fucking garbage. And then he was in Knives Out, which was awesome. He was great in that. So yeah, he's got a movie called The Materialist, which also stars Pedro Pascal and Dakota Johnson. So that's supposed to be like pretty good. So we'll see. Look, wild statement here. I don't need you to do a cameo in a Marvel movie. I need you to just come back. Just come back. Just come back. Just come back. And I don't need Sam to get pushed to the side either. In the comics, there are 2 Captain Americas. That's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Would
it hurt a bit? Yeah, it would, right?
Yeah, it would. It really would.
It would hurt Sam's character. I recognize that.
Yeah, I need people to just accept it at this point, right? And bringing him back is not going to do it. And I said it before, and I will stick with it. Like, if you need the MCU to grow, like, you can't keep bringing back these old characters. If you refuse to recast, right, because actors don't want to do it anymore or whatever, if you refuse to recast, then I need you to go forward. I need you to, you know, you can bring people back for like cameos and bit parts and stuff like that. But like, if you want to come back, because what's going to happen is you're going to end up like the Thor franchise. For me, Thor is on a wild ass trajectory.
It makes
sense. It really does. There's the tonal shifts between all of the Thor movies, even the two directed by the same guy, is just all over the place. And it's stayed in a little too long for me.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Look, I'm a massive hypocrite. If Chris Evans shows up in Doomsday, which got pushed back to 2027 or whatever,
I thought
I'm not going to be.
I think it's December of 2026.
I thought it got pushed back to 2027. I might be wrong. I'm wrong about everything. If Chris Evans shows up, I'm not going to be like.
It's December 18th, 2026. Go ahead.
All right, I'm not going to be like, wham, change my mind. Like I'm not going to sit here with my arms folded, right? I'm going to be like, holy shit, it's Captain America, right? Yeah. But at the same time, no, man, I need, if you're going to make Anthony Mackie like Captain America, you're going to make it work, make it work.
Yeah.
Like, make it work.
He deserved a better movie. I'll give you that. Like, here's my thing. I agree with all those things. But I also really like Chris Evans as Steve Rogers. And I just think it would be a cool thing. Like, I recognize that it would be difficult. Like, I do. I'm not even going to pretend that it wouldn't be. Especially for Anthony Mackie. Like, for him not to have a successful movie and then to bring back Steve Rogers, that would really kind of undercut. And it would create a narrative that like Disney doesn't believe that he can carry that character, right? So I think that's fair. But also I think it would be really fun to see two Captain Americas like fighting alongside each other, because the MCU is very good at playing heroes off of each other in like team environments. I just think it would be fun as fuck to watch. But I also recognize from a Hollywood perspective that maybe isn't the best thing. But God damn it, the nerd in me is like, yeah, but like, what if they like hit shields against each other or whatever while one's flying and the other one's on the ground? I want to see that. I want to see some cool shit. But yes, I get it. I recognize that. I'm of two minds of it, basically.
Look, like I said, I get it. If it happens, it happens, and I'll be pumped for it just like everybody else. But I would prefer, if he's going to come back, I would prefer he be an evil variant, right?
Which like, is long been the rumor.
Saga. Then I'm all for it, right? I want him to be everything that Chris Evans, the actor, hates. I want him to embody that in a variant of Captain America.
The ultimate version of Captain America. Like, do you think this is not an F on my head for France? Like, type of shit, you know?
And not even that, because like that Captain America is center right. I want this to be a MAGA, Captain America, right? Like, I want him.
No, because then those fucking idiots online are like, that's the one that should be the regular Captain America. Look how he's mean and vicious. That's my Superman character. That's what I like.
Well, and then I want the black Captain America to beat the dog shit out of him. That's what I want.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, I'm back.
Shut those motherfuckers
up. I would hope that if he does come back as this sort of like evil Cap.
What the fuck am I watching, yo?
Like, all right, what did I say? How far did you get? How many minutes?
Where they took the washing machine full of cocaine and threw it on a cop car chasing.
Didn't even make. How many minutes into the movie is that?
That is 6 minutes.
No, I definitely did not make it that far. Like, I can guarantee you, I did not.
What the fuck is this, yo?
Yeah, click, turn it off, knock it off. I will say this: if they're going to bring him back as a cameo, as like this evil Cap or whatever, or Hydra Cap, bring him back in Doomsday. Have him beat the brakes off of Sam and all these other people, and then you bring him back in Secret Wars, and you have Sam beat him there, right? You know what I mean? Like when it fucking matters, like Sam has time to like think about, all right, like I know Steve Rogers, I know what he would do or whatever, and then figure it out. Like I don't want him to show up, do some cool shit, and then Sam punches him once and he goes down. Like, no, fuck that. He should be able to beat Sam relatively easy. But Sam's entire arc is that he has to outwork everybody to earn that shield, right? Like that's his whole thing is he refuses to give up, even though he has no fucking powers. That would be fucking dope. And I don't want Bucky to beat him. No, because Bucky has, super soldier serum. I don't want Bucky to beat him. I want Sam to beat him. Because that will matter. And like,
Bucky should be up in the head, right? Seeing
it should fuck him.
Evil Cap, it should mess him up, man. Like, he should be like, I can't. He should have PTSD. He should be, he should be right. Like shades of the Winter Soldier. He should be like, I can't do that. It's my friend. No. Everything he did for me, I can't. No.
Yeah, and that would actually be kind of a dope arc because Bucky's always the like fucking super cool one. Like him having a complete like inability to deal with this in the moment, and kind of refusing to deal with it, and Sam being like the voice of reason. Like that's not him. Like this is a different thing. We got to take this guy down, right? And then he does it. Like I think that would be kind of an interesting arc. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised honestly if they just had the two of them take him on, right? And it like mirroring them taking on John Walker in their series too, right? Like his two best friends having to take him on. But I would prefer it just be Sam by himself. But I would also be okay with the two of them as well, but just less so. But yeah, you got to pick better movies, man. Whoever is your agent, fire them. You're a better actor than these ghosting.
Yeah, he's actually a really good actor.
He's better than this.
So I just don't. He's a good actor and he's a handsome dude. You know what I mean? So like,
lean into this.
Yeah, man. Like I don't understand. What's going on here?
Right. Yeah. I mean, agreed. I mean, him and I, have very similar, deficits, right? Like I'm not a good actor, but Chris Evans and I obviously are both human beings, and like that's
sound like white guys.
No, we're both human beings. Like that's really where the similarities end. We're both a part of the human species. But yeah, I would say get a new agent or tell them like I don't know, stop picking garbage, please, for the love of God.
Well, he's going to be in Honey Don't, so
that looks very good.
Yeah, hopefully playing like a crooked preacher or some shit. So
yeah, good. Hopefully
that'll bounce him back.
I hope so. He deserves it. All right, controversy. Have you heard about this?
No, I have not.
Oh, you're not serious.
No, I have.
Do you know who this person is? You know who this person is?
I'm reading it. Yes.
Oh, yeah. This is the big controversy. Good. Yeah. Hunter Schafer.
Right.
Yeah. No, this is like we're coming full circle, baby. Let's go. Hunter Schafer reportedly considered to play Zelda in the Legend of Zelda movie. Now, if you click on this story, you're like, okay, she looks like an elf. It seems like a pretty solid casting to me. Well, the controversy is that she is trans. I think she's on Euphoria, right? She's an actress on Euphoria. And so there was a while back that people were like, hey, she would be amazing in this role. And I guess the talk is that she's being considered. And of course, conservatives and people who are fucking children are not actual children, but mental children, are really mad about it because they can't jerk off to it. Here's the thing. If I will be willing to join your pitchforks and torches march yelling about this. If you can tell me detailed information about the genitalia of people of Hyrule because they're made up and you've never seen what anyone's sexual organs are like. And I don't understand why anyone is mad. It's literally a fucking Zelda movie. Ironically, a franchise that many of us thought, me included as a kid, that Zelda was the dude. Okay, so who gives a shit? I just do not understand this. I mean, I really think fundamentally, guys who are mad about this were like, they saw a picture of her and were like, oh, okay, I like that. And was like, she's trans. And they're like, I am sexually attracted to this person and I don't know what to do with my feelings. And then they just got mad. Look,
they saw this side by side, and zippers collectively went down, and then they read the article, and then they went back up, and then they started typing on there.
Can't put that erection back in the box, my man. It's already out. Here's the thing. She's a pretty girl. She looks just like fucking Zelda. Apparently, she's a good actress. She's on fucking Euphoria. Apparently, everybody on that show is really good at all the fucking craziness that goes on in that show. Cast her. Fuck it. Oh, I'm not gonna see this movie. Okay. Who the fuck cares? I only need one thing.
Yes, you are. Also,
you are. You definitely are. Okay, if you're this invested, you're definitely seeing it. Let me tell you something. I only need Zelda to do one thing, is to look annoyed when Link says what he always says in all those video games, which is, excuse me, princess.
Jesus Christ.
That's what he says in the games. Everyone knows that. No, I just, is he going to have a hook shot? Yeah. Okay. Is he going to have the fucking sword? Is Ganon in it? That's enough for me, man. I just don't understand being like, I think I could see a bulge. Who gives a shit? Are they going to fuck in the movie? Are you going to be forced to watch it? No. Then why do you care? Why do you care? You have watched so many movies of, men playing roles that were not necessarily for them, men playing gay characters, gay folks playing straight characters, whatever. Can we get over this? Can you just go out there, find a nice trans person that you're attracted to, fuck them so you can get over whatever dumb, weird insecurities that you definitely have that you've been thinking about a lot, and so we can watch movies, please?
You know what's funny, dude? You know what's funny about this is that in one of the incarnations, there are many versions of Link and Zelda.
Yeah.
One of the versions of Zelda in most of these in a lot of these incarnations is not like some helpless damsel, right? Like Zelda is girl boss, right?
Oh,
and in one of them, she has to disguise her identity as a character named Sheik, who is male coded, in order to commit subterfuge and to assist Link.
Oh, I see it. I don't know what to do with this. Very weird.
And so Zelda literally gender swaps herself in order to what are we crying about, man? I don't get it, man.
Is the Triforce in it? Is the Triforce in it? Cool. Great. Good. Great. Grand. And I'm going to say something that is going to feel like I'm being a dick, and I mean it. You don't actually care about this. You don't care about this. You don't. If you're like, you don't actually care about this. You don't. How am I going to explain this to my kid? You literally don't even have to say anything, by the way. You don't. You don't have to be like,
right.
Oh, Zelda has a penis. You don't actually have to say that.
Right.
You don't.
Right. Why are you talking about sexual organs of other people with your kid? I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
What's going to happen when they kiss? Probably the same thing that happens when anyone kisses. A rainbow comes over their head. I don't fucking know. Nothing's going to happen. Does she have a deep voice? I don't know, man. I don't know. people seem to be fine with her on Euphoria. I don't know. I hope she dresses as what's his character? Sheik?
Yeah,
I hope she dresses as his character the entire time. Then what? What are you gonna do? You mad about that? You mad about you mad she's dressed like a man? Like I'm confused as to what your gripe is. Again, you don't care about this. And I feel like there's so much controversy, or there's so much talk about these people are bigoted and all that. Yeah, they are. But I'm going to be quite honest. They don't actually give a shit about this. You can't possibly care about the genitalia of fictional characters from a fictional land. It's not like she's playing a character that is based on someone on Earth, right? Where you're like, well, this is what men and women are like on Earth. And like, that's a stupid fucking argument because it's fiction anyway. But like, you could at least have some semblance of normal like thought process. Hyrule is a made up place on a made up planet, and they got like a pig man as the villain. You don't care about this.
They'll care about it. They'll care about it enough for clicks, just like they cared about it enough to farm engagement when the Super Mario Brothers movie came out, and Princess Peach was not just someone that needed to be saved, right?
They hated she was a girl boss.
They hated that she was a girl boss or whatever. And if you hated that character, like Zelda runs circles around Peach, yo. Like Zelda, Zelda has her own. It's been a very long time since Zelda has been a character that's like, oh, I gotta save her because she can't do anything, right? Like, no, okay, all right, good. Cast. I hope they cast this woman, Hunter Schafer.
Yeah, like it's fine by me. Again,
she looks just like.
She does.
It's crazy.
She does. And I will go a step further. She's a very attractive person. Like, she's a very attractive woman. I would not have known she was trans until you dumb idiots were like, "This is trans." I wouldn't have known, dude. I would not have known. And spoiler alert, none of you would have known. None of you would have known. If that was not a known thing for her time in Euphoria or whatever, none of you would have known. You'd have been like, unzip, right? Like, you would have been like, oh, I guess this is what we're jerking off to today, right? Like, you wouldn't have known. I'm looking at pictures of her. I'm like, I don't know. Fine by me. She looks like the character. Cool. Can she act?
Know,
apparently. And some people are like, they want Dave Bautista's Ganon. It's fine. Is he a half pig man? I don't know.
He's not a pig man. He's not a pig man. Sorry.
Like, what are your standards? Like, what are your standards? It doesn't make any sense. Like, come on, man. Like, all right.
Also, for those of you that don't know, Dave Bautista's Asian. Are you still a fan of his now?
Oh, I didn't know that. Retroactively. Drax was not an Asian American in those Guardians comics. Like, all right, you guys are being super fucking weird, man. Super weird. All right, What the Fuck brought to you by JTD from the Edit That Out podcast, and he wanted us to let you guys know that they covered The Last of Us on this latest episode, and they are going to be covering Ironheart in a couple of weeks, which we will also be.
Oh, snap.
I did watch,
my wife.
Go ahead.
My wife watched the trailer for Ironheart a couple of days after we talked about it. She was like, I want to watch this with you. And I'm like, okay.
It's because they're black.
No, it's because it stars a black woman there. Well, really, it's because it stars Anthony Ramos.
Ramos. I was going to say, all right. That's enough of that.
I get it. God damn it.
But yeah, I did watch I didn't talk about that. I did watch the finale of Last of Us. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. They leave it on a cliffhanger, which I like.
Yeah, I've heard that people didn't really care for the finale, but I've heard this from like video game sites, so maybe they're not. Yeah, like, you know, they might not be. They might have a preconceived notion as to what to expect. Now, do you think that it will pick up with Ellie next season, or do you think that they might switch? Well, I guess depending on how the season ended.
Yes, I think they are very much going to continue Ellie's story.
Okay.
The way I won't spoil it for people, although it's been like 2 weeks, right? It's been like 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. So so it ends with Ellie eventually finding Abby, right, and her getting to Abby, which was actually like pretty crazy and harrowing. It was actually kind of dope. But she eventually confronts Abby, and Abby pulls a gun on her, and like you hear a shot, and it kind of goes to black, right? Which I'm not, I don't think Ellie gets killed, right? So, and I also don't think Abby gets killed either. So, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to know. So, what I'm looking forward to the most is season 3 will be completely on its own. And so I don't have to hear anybody's dumb thoughts about, well, in the video game, nobody knows anything. We're all learning new shit here. And I think maybe that might be a little bit freeing for the show to kind of just do its own thing. But I mean, they could kill Ellie and just be like, all right, we're moving on to Abby, and like it's the Abby story.
Well, that's the thing. They didn't in the game. They don't kill Ellie in that part that I'm talking about.
Right.
They just they flash back to make you see the point of view of they put you in the shoes of Joel's killer,
right,
to get her side of the story and
right.
why she was, why she did what she did.
I mean, they did a little bit of that in that episode, right? Where they show her having that dream sequence, but I mean, maybe they flesh that out more. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. But from my understanding, you play as Ellie all the way up until like things happen. Then there's a confrontation. Then the perspective switches, and now you're playing as the other character. And the game tries to make you feel for this character that you don't like. Right? You've been conditioned to not like this character, and then the game makes you play as that character to try and make you feel for that character, so that if and when things come to a head, it's like, well, shit, this person's got some points, but this person's got some points. I can see both sides. How's this going to play out?
Yeah.
So
I mean, it would be brave. It would be brave to kill. It would be
it would be a very interesting perspective. I wouldn't even say because in the game, like, you get to play as Ellie again eventually.
Right.
And my thought was like, okay, this season is the Ellie season. Next season is the Abby season.
Mm-hmm.
Then the final season would be the Ellie season again, leading up to the end of the game, a confrontation, right? But I don't know. I
would be fine with that. Like, look, it's HBO. I trust them to do some cool shit and to be.
I think it would be incredibly bold and something that only HBO would do. Which would focus on this character that you have been trained for a whole season to hate.
Yeah. Because you love Joel, right? Like you love that character by the time he dies. You're like, no. Especially they did that whole episode where they go back and show him celebrating Ellie's birthdays over those years, and you get to see him like really lean into being a dad to her, and then he gets killed. And you're like, fuck. And it makes, even though you saw his death in a previous week, it makes it hurt that much more to see all of this shit back, like, get drudged up again. So that that very well might be what they do. That'd be kind of cool. I like the actress who plays Abby. So like, all right, it's fine. It's fine.
No, she's not jacked enough, bro.
How does she have enough protein during the apocalypse? It's crazy.
She's not jacked enough, even though I had a problem with her being jacked. In the game, she's not jacked enough. People don't know what the fuck you want. No. A paraglider nearly freezes to death after being sucked up 20,000 feet into clouds. A seasoned paraglider miraculously survived a rare and dangerous phenomenon that saw him being sucked up by clouds at an altitude of 28,210 feet. Photos and videos
Fuck
of
that.
of this paraglider trying to keep his cool, pun intended, thanks website, as he experienced dangerously low levels of oxygen and temperatures as low as minus 40 degrees Celsius.
Wait,
or minus 40
28,000
degrees
feet?
Fahrenheit.
28,000?
Yes.
You know a plane flies 30 to 40.
Yeah, at 30,000. Yeah, like they coast at 30,000 feet.
Fuck that, dude. It's terrifying.
In the photos, the experienced paraglider's clothes and face are covered with ice as he struggles to breathe and to keep from passing out because of the low oxygen. On May 24th, this guy took off from about 3,000 meters in these mountains on the border between this place and that place. But as he was paragliding, should probably read these before I start. Cumulobus? I don't know. A fucking cloud.
Cumulonimbus? A cumulonimbus cloud?
I guess, nigga. I'm tired. And I have head trauma. So that's my excuse.
Yeah, you did that.
A cloud appeared behind him and he ended up being lifted higher and higher above the clouds. Where do you...
Good. Stay out of the sky.
Where do you think this happened? And then click on the story so you could see the pictures of this guy doing his best Jack Torrance impression from the end of that Stephen King movie.
White people doing wild shit. It feels like a Russia situation to me.
Well, it's a China situation.
What?
The guy's name is Liu Ge, Liuge. Maybe it's gay, but I don't know. Look at the pictures of this dude, man.
For this month, it's gay. No, yo, like, oh my god,
he didn't have an oxygen mask.
Who took the photos?
I guess he had a rig. I don't know. Clouds suck is a well-documented phenomenon with paragliders, and they experience significant lift caused by the thermals under the clouds, especially towering Cumulus. Jesus Christ. I'm an idiot, guys. This guy didn't have an oxygen mask or thick clothing to help him endure the freezing temperatures.
He survived?
And low oxygen concentrate. Yeah, he survived. He remained in contact with his friends on the ground via an intercom and was eventually able to descend.
You gotta have something to do, like sort of a rapid descent, like that you could drop, like, not, you can't do it too rapidly because you wouldn't be able to recover, but like something to like close the chute a little bit, like you lose 2,000 feet or 100 feet or something to get you down a little bit. Like you just stuck. Yeah. This is why I don't do parasailing when you go to the islands. I'm afraid that rope is going to snap. I'm going to end up like this guy. Like,
and you're just going to fly away, right?
No, that's obviously what would happen because that's how science works.
Yeah, this guy's like, look at the video. He's got like a rig that is allowing him to record himself.
Oh, okay.
And it's wild, man.
Nah, dude. I'd be freaking out. I'd be freaking out. Like at at a certain point, how long you up there until you just like you try to cut the rope or you try to jump out of that thing and just, I mean, you're going to die, but you don't want to die like suffocating and freezing to death, right? I'd rather die falling, to be honest.
I mean, I don't know how to answer that question because it would never happen. This is like the ending of one of these silly books that I read called Helldivers Part 1, where humanity all of humanity is on two giant dirigibles, right? Like,
Okay.
and because they have to live there because the world below is just irradiated, and then they send, if they need resources, they send hell divers down there to go down there, get the resources, be wary of the monsters that live there, and then they have to like shoot themselves back up with like balloons and shit. And at the end of the first book, the main character X, books are not the dirigible is like, look, you gotta come or we have to leave, right? And he's just like, I'm coming, and he doesn't make it in time, and he's just up there, and that's how the book ends. And like he just fucking dies up there, I guess. That's this guy's story, yo. Like
he's
like this is
hell diver. He didn't even No, I think like if I was stuck up there for like 30 minutes, I think I'd just be like, nah, guys, I'll be down in a second. Like I'm out of here, yo. Like, no, I don't want to freeze to death. I don't like the cold, and I don't want to suffocate. Like that.
But you might be, you might be you might get oxygen deprived, and just like I would think that you would pass out, and then you would freeze to death. Like I would.
Yeah, this guy looks like he's well frozen though. Like this guy is like a bag of peas up there. Like you're suffering up there. No, he looks like he's wearing like giant pants, right? Like,
so you said you would like cut the chute and just like free fall it. Like,
no, yeah,
fuck it. Let's go.
Like I would I need an escape. Like I don't think I could handle it. I don't think I could handle it. Like I think because I'm claustrophobic, and even though you're obviously in the most open space, you kind of are stuck. So no, I would start freaking out. Like I would start freaking out, and I would climb out of that thing or however the fuck, and I gotta go. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Right? I think
I would probably just stay up there and just let death just kind of come.
Nah,
you know what I mean.
You let
like I would try to.
You let life happen to you. I'm trying to make memories. That's insane. I would be. You know what? I think I would be angry at the cloud. Like I would be up there just screaming at a cloud like a fucking lunatic because I don't have a lot of air or oxygen to my brain at that point. Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's fucking crazy, man. That's crazy.
I mean, look, you might end up doing it. You might get like oxygen deprived and hypothermia, and just when you get hypothermic, you just take shit off because you feel like you're hot. You might just end up. You would get up there, get hypothermia, take your shit off, and just fall down there and just be a naked man falling.
Look, that's
freaking the fuck out of somebody. You would be
again weirdest memories for other people. You're in a plane and you just see a naked black man flying past your plane. Yeah,
like this guy really is Donnie Darko. Like, look at this motherfucker. His black ass just fell out the sky.
Yeah. Fucking as you hear my body going 1,000 miles an hour, and like the Doppler effect of it just like passing by other planes. Like, holy shit. Yeah, no, that's insane. That's I would freak out. I would genuinely freak out. Here's my story. Excessive sunscreen protection causes woman to break bones by rolling in bed. I don't even know what the fuck that title means. Let's find out together. A woman with severe vitamin D deficiency caused by excessive sunscreen use suffered a bone fracture just by rolling in her bed. That is fucking weird. Doctors recently reported that this unusual case of a 48-year-old woman who had apparently suffered a bone fracture just by casually rolling in bed. According to the doctor, tests performed at the hospital showed that the unnamed woman's vitamin D levels were extremely low, which had accelerated bone loss and caused onset of severe osteoporosis. Further investigations revealed that the patient had avoided sunlight since childhood, rarely wearing short-sleeved shirts, and always applying sunscreen when going outside. Her case was presented as a warning for other sunscreen enthusiasts who might be overusing it and thus affecting their bone health. Quote, it is not uncommon to see people covering their entire body from head to toe to protect themselves from the sun. It is really unhealthy. All of the bones in your body are renewed every 10 years. But from the age of 30, we start to lose bone mass at a rate of 0.5 to 1% per year. Low calcium intake, lack of sunscreen exposure, and vitamin D deficiency all hinder calcium absorption. Where are we breaking bones by rolling yourself up like a burrito in bed?
Someplace where the sun doesn't hit you and is obviously very cold because you're rolling yourself up. That's Russia.
Well, I made up the rolling yourself up as a burrito part, but she just rolled in bed and broke her bones. No, the answer is once again China.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, you could see how I would guess Russia, seeing as how 100%. Everything is like, you know, deficient.
In many, many morally. Yeah, not going outside since you were a child is crazy. Like, that's not good. That's not good for you at all. You got to take vitamin D, guys. Or get outside. Well, you should probably take vitamin D anyway. This is fucked. This is fucked. So she's 48 and now she's got avian bird syndrome. She's got hollow bones practically.
She's got that whole Mr. Glass thing. Now she just needs to find her Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Sad. Yeah, just start taking vitamin D and you'll probably improve your health considerably. It's good for everything. It's one of the reasons a lot of people have diabetes, incidentally. Yeah, that's fucked.
What's the other reason, Jay?
Trailers this week. Some people are born with it, is what I was going to say. Maybe they're born with it. Maybe it's diabetes. Yes, I got you. Thank you. Good. That's always my life goal, is to make people choke on their drinks during the Worked very hard at that. It's not about just being funny. It's also about timing. Trailers this week. Megan 2.0 gets a final trailer. Look, I've never seen the first Megan. I got to watch the first Megan because I definitely want to see this stupid ass movie. Because this looks ridiculous. And it looks like they're really leaning into the silliness of this franchise. I think they've kind of gotten over this is a horror. I think they're just going like full, like dumb, fun adventure franchise. That's kind of what I get from this.
Yeah, this is, the comparison has been made that if this is the T2 to Megan's original Terminator, and that the original Terminator film was a slasher movie, and the Terminator was the slasher villain, right. Much like Megan was, and now in Terminator 2, the villain is the villain from the first one has been sent to protect the child, and that's what this is. But I guarantee. Look,
congratulations! This is Terminator 2. My God,
I mean, it is, yo. Like it is, and it seems like they are, like you said, truly I guess Megan had a very specific type of fandom that really took to it, and they are embracing it.
Yeah,
and that's great. And I will not be seeing this in theaters, but I will see it when it comes out on streaming or whatever. Because the first Megan, while I was expecting something a little more along the lines of like Chucky in terms of gore, right, and violence. But that's another series that's like bonkers.
Yeah, it got crazy.
But I would watch this just to like it just seems kind of silly.
Yeah, like they are fully leaning into this whole idea of like, you know what? It's just an action movie. It's okay. Like, it looks dumb fun. I don't think anybody could deny that. Like this, it looks like a good time. So, all right, that's cool. It looks fucking utterly ridiculous. Can't wait.
Yeah. Again, cap off Pride Month with Megan 2.0.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. Trailer for Gen V season 2. I think this looks pretty good actually. I think it's actually a very good trailer. I see what they're doing, which is young people standing up to fascism, right? Like that is clearly the move. Yeah, like I was kind of like, I don't really give a shit. Like, how are they gonna get me particularly interested in this? I mean, I really enjoyed the first season, but it felt like it was kind of done after The Boys announced its ending. But you know what? I'll watch it. I'll get back into it. And this is, what did they say? September or something like that. So yeah, September 17th. What do you think?
So we said this last time we talked about Gen V, that in the moment I'm like, I don't really care, but when it comes out, yeah, I'll probably care.
Yeah.
Look, I get it. I get it. And I'm still in that boat, right? Like, I'll care when it comes out, but you know, make America super again, and
yeah, I think they said that last season, or in the last season of The Boys.
Yeah, like I get it. I get it. I'm just kind of burnt out on like, not politics per se, but like the culture war that kind of goes with it. And this is just more culture war propaganda.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now look, it's with the side that I am on, so I'll probably give it a shot. Look, none of the stuff, boys related is bad. It's just coming out at a weird time for me. And
I don't think at all, to be honest. I really
it's not. It's not. It's 100% intentional, and I get it. And look, much like how music is used to like rally people, this is just another form of art that hopefully can do that.
Yeah.
Because you can't, like, people don't like to be lectured. So if they can put this stuff in entertaining art and kind of incept these ideas into the minds of the people that need to hear it, then that's positive. Good luck, because Anthony Starr, the guy who plays Homelander, came out recently and is like, yo, who are these people glorifying Homelander? Like, what?
He's the villain, you idiots.
Like, the villain, the guy playing the villain came out and said, hey, can you stop cheering for the villain?
Yeah.
Like,
well, you can definitely tell the people who never read The Boys book, because Homelander is the obvious villain pretty straight away. You're like, oh, okay, he's sexually assaulting the woman. All right, got it. I don't like that guy. So yeah, okay. But yeah, September 17th, I will be there to watch it. All right, you handle this one, buddy, because I don't know your thoughts on it, and I can't wait to hear
them. So Dexter Resurrection is the last trailer that we're going to talk about. And
wow.
Yeah, man, I said earlier when we were talking about you that Dexter just kind of fell off of Dexter. and Dexter, and
show fell off too.
And apparently Dexter died, and then they had a season with his son, and Dexter jumped the shark like 5 seasons ago.
Yes.
Right? And now Dexter's back. Somehow Dexter returned.
Thank you, Poe.
To use the parlance of Lucasfilm. And all right, man. Like, this is a real messy way of trying to reboot the franchise, right? And it's just all right, man.
No, like, hold on. Yeah, I think you're burying the lead. You are burying the lead. I mean, Dexter in this trailer is hanging out with the Avengers of serial killers in New York City. What are we doing right now? What are we doing?
Well, look, they're using this it's the worst type of like it's like introducing a new kid in a sitcom. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this will really freshen things up. Like, nah, man. Like, so they're just like, okay, but like, what if Dexter went to New York instead of Miami, right? And thinking that a different location is all you need. Nah, man. Like, it's gonna follow the same Dexter formula. And it's set up like a video game in that Peter Dinklage is the boss, and Dexter has a bunch of new targets that he's going to be working with, I guess. And it just doesn't, I don't know, man. But here's the thing. I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious.
So, okay. So
but I'm not curious enough.
You think that he's going to go after each one of these serial killers? Uma Thurman?
Eventually, yes. Because he is a psycho. And much like but he's a self-righteous psycho, right?
Right.
Well, these guys are serial killers. I got to kill serial killers like it's part of my thing, right? Like, I got to kill serial killers.
Okay, and you know what? That is kind of interesting. God damn it. Like, it is kind of interesting. I'm not watching, but it is kind of interesting. It's an interesting take.
Yeah. So, okay, so he was still alive after season 8 and lived under an assumed identity, which I guess is where Dexter New Blood or whatever came into play. I got through season like 6, and then I just was like, all right, I'm done with these last 2 seasons. I'm curious, but I'm not curious enough to buy Paramount Plus again.
No, trust me, I'm not.
Like, if The Good Fight or whatever comes back, and my wife is like, "Hey, can you get Paramount Plus for a while?" Then if there's something else that I need Paramount Plus for, then I'll watch Dexter. But nah, man, I'm just not into it. And it's nice seeing like Batista and I kind of miss the formula a bit, but
this guy's back in. This guy's back in. Like, it's happening.
Like, part of me just wishes they just redid, like, they just kind of rebooted it. And maybe that's what this is, right? Maybe this is a soft reboot because he's going to be like in New York. He's a new setting, and I don't know, man.
It feels wild.
I don't know. I'm getting crotchety and old.
And
no fun.
I mean, I feel like these characters are crotchety and old, and don't need like, this is just very silly to me. Just make new shit, man. You don't have to try to,
like, they got his dad. You know what I mean?
He's
and this is my point, right? And this is my point. This is my point with the Chris Evans Captain America thing, man. Like, so we're doing it again, huh? So we're doing it again.
Yeah, but that's Captain America.
Okay. Like, all right. Like this show is going to have to be like, oh my God, Dexter season 4 is back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't see that happening.
Okay, I'm gonna say some wild shit. I'm gonna tell you right now, and it annoys me to say this. It annoys me to say this. One of the serial killers, probably Peter Dinklage, somehow will be related to the Trinity Killer. I guarantee you. One of them. Yep. Peter Dinklage, the son of the Trinity Killer, was abandoned because he was a little person or whatever, or my dad abandoned me to just keep doing murders, and I found out it was him, and that made me curious, and then I wanted to do it. Guaranteed. They know what side of their bread is buttered. They know that the Trinity Killer is a big fucking deal in that universe that everyone loved. Guaranteed. Somebody in that group is related to the Trinity Killer. I guarantee you.
All right. Neil Patrick
when
Harris
that happens, I don't want to hear people go, "Oh, that's crazy." No, you heard it here first. I'm telling you, because of course, if you're gonna try to bleed this rock for any more money, you might as well go back to the shit you know. The shit that works.
So the premise of Dexter Resurrection is a few weeks after New Blood, which is the 9th, I guess, season of Dexter. That kind of focused on his kid. Dexter Morgan, who has miraculously recovered from his near fatal gunshot wound. So he did die. Chases a missing Harrison, his son, to New York City, where Captain Angel Batista is hot on their trail way down in Miami. All right, man. I'm
out. I'm out. I'm telling you, they're going to try to milk this for every. I don't understand how.
You summoned it, right? You called it, right?
I've not read
John
anything.
Lithgow,
By the way.
John Lithgow is in the credits.
Well, I tell you. Because look, he's the best part of that series. It was him and Dokes, right? None of those people are going to be related to Dokes. That makes no sense. I mean, maybe not, but Trinity Killer makes total sense.
Dokes is back in it. He's listed in.
Good night, everybody. Good night. Surprise, motherfucker! Like, yeah, all right, that's enough.
Surprise, motherfucker! I'm alive. Like, what the fuck?
No, you got blown apart by a bomb. Like, you're not. You're dead.
I gotta check IMDb, yo, because I got that information from Wikipedia, and Wikipedia could be wrong, but
IMDb isn't fucking necessarily that.
No, IMDb. I mean, yeah, it's on IMDb that John Lithgow is in it.
Yeah, they might be
as like a guest.
Yeah,
they might be wrong also.
But I can see it being flashbacks as well. Right?
Yeah, flashbacks. Surprise, motherfucker. All right, I can't, yo. I can't. I can't. I can't.
All right, Michael will let you guys know what he thinks of Dexter Resurrection as he watches it with bated breath. Fucking yikes. All right, that is it for us, guys. We will see you next week.
See ya.